raised by fire. Heat is heard.
Give We Rock a wonderful We Rock from Ohio. You know, if I could, I make a stand today because both of my grandfathers are from Georgia, Macon and Sandersville. So they're looking down along with me. I know you got a lot of love and Willie and Charles. That's it for me.
How y'all doing? You know, I look forward to this very much because this place, known as Atlanta, is the birthplace of my mother, and it's also a new home for my sister, who lives in Fairville, not far from here. And I've just always had a fondness for Atlanta because some black folks here feel pretty good about themselves. It's always good to be around brothers and sisters who feel like brothers and sisters. Seeing the young poets on stage tonight made me feel so proud. Can we give them a big round of applause, please? Now I know the word is out. For about 30 years, I've been having an open house at my apartment every Sunday. And there are quite a number of folks here who've been there. And I'm gonna just come out straight and tell you, nobody makes better salmon croquettes than I do. I rock the croquettes. But I learned how to cook for my mother. And I enjoyed the fact that I'm helping to groom some of these great word warriors. We were in Jamal Crawford, one of the brothers who performed earlier, had us in Boston a while ago. And it was fantastic. I mean, Roxbury will not be the same. It was very special. And he told me that he was gonna see us here. He was here. He did that beautiful piece to Matulu. I just want to give him a special shout because he brought all those people out in Boston and they came and they gave us nothing but love. And we're receiving that here in Atlanta. Please give Jamal a nice hand again.
Jamal Crawford, a.k.a. the Prophet. The Prophet.
Always like to give honor and credit to the brothers who made up this awesome fraternity. Started out with a brother named David Nelson, 1968. I was 18 years old. I wanted to be a part of the Black Power movement so bad. I was raised in Queens. Queens is, you know, much softer than Harlem. So I lied to everybody I ran into and told them I was from Harlem. But David said he wanted to start a group, a collective of poets, to give the idea to black folks that no matter what walk of life we come from, we need to come together to get the foot off our necks. And so that was the reason. So on Malcolm X's birthday, May 19, 1968, we were in a park called Mount Morris Park. It's been renamed to the Honorable Marcus Garvey Park. And I hear some white folks that have moved in there who don't like that, but that's too bad. That's the name of the park. And the fact is that David, I always give credit as being like the father, because he was the one who had the idea. I was young and brazen, but it was David Nelson. Can we give David Nelson a big hand?
David Nelson, who is alive and well in Amsterdam, Holland, who has never come out to see us some 20 or 30 times.
He's a black Dutchman.
Because he's a black Dutchman now. Give Garland King a nice hand.
You know, we all know some Latin brothers and sisters, at least brothers and sisters who refer to themselves as Latino. Well, those that really know that they got some African blood. If you're from Puerto Rico, you know you got some serious African blood. If you're from the Dominican Republic, you know you got some serious African blood. Well, we've had the pleasure and the honor of having a member of that crew in our group. And he wrote a monster piece that was recorded with Eddie Palmieri called Hibado, my pretty nigga. I'm talking about Felipe Luciano. Give him a nice hand. Felipe.
Another brother who was part of this assumed fraternity, this alleged brotherhood, Father Last, he was the eldest of us all. Now, they're trying to say the first one was to leave this world for the next, so we're going to give a few seconds, ideas, notions, suggestions for to his memory. Give Suleiman al-Hadi one of land.
Suleiman al-Hadi. White man, black soldier. One of the brothers, I think he's living here in Atlanta sometimes, and sometimes he's in France, sometimes he's in Brooklyn. But I always give this brother credit for being the major inspiration for many of our hip-hop artists, because a lot of our hip-hop artists don't even know you can really write poetry that doesn't rhyme. And this particular brother rhymed everything. When I first met him, we'd have conversations walking down the street. He rhymed the damn conversation. Everything he did was a rhyme. We spent a night in a shooting gallery. That was what they called the place where brothers and sisters would go to shoot up heroin in their arms, or in their leg, or in their head, or in their neck, or a brother pulled out his penis and shot in his joint. And I could not believe it, man. I said, this is crazy. And that morning we came up, he said, day breaks. I said, Dr. Shakes, joint you with mine. I said, body aches, joint just coming down. A classic. And everybody's talking about, can you freestyle? Can you what? If you're a poet, you better be able to speak poetry without it being prescribed on paper. That's all I have. This brother is a genius. Sometimes a pain in the ass, but he's a genius. And his name is Jalal Mansour Nuruddin. Give him a nice hand.
The young man to my right here was responsible for such poems as Two Little Boys, When the Revolution Comes, New York, and Gas Man. Gas Man, every old doing on your roll. Every old doing on your roll. Gas means man, no experience necessary. Gas, what do you mean by that?
You know, he's always bringing up the dash. I think, isn't it a fact that if you talk about something a lot, must mean it's on your mind? I don't think about the dash. You know, I have other terms I might use now, like my flower, I'll be your tree, you know what I'm saying? But he's all caught up in the gash. Yeah, well.
I disagree. I'm taking it easy on the gas can kill you too.
Anyway. The young man to my left,
gas ain't no joke now.
I met him in Ohio. We were doing our gig, and this brother was a security guard, and he had his 2 guns, a 45 and a 38. And I'm a last poet. I'm getting ready to go on stage and perform.
And he gonna tell me he ain't gonna get searched by me. And see, and the reason they put me with them 2 guns on that door, because I knew I was crazy enough to shoot somebody if they acted stupid. So, you know, this happened doing this big woman, what I'm maybe doing, I'm from the up. is Ohio. This ain't New York, boy. You either, I'm here to protect these women and children. You gonna check in or check out? Oh, no. So you got to okay, I'm checking in. I'm checking in.
He did.
But then he got on stage and just
I got on stage.
Dog me.
And I told him we were going to kill ourselves protecting each other. But this brother came up to New York City like Oliver Twist with an empty suitcase, a poetry book in his pocket, and he became a last poet. But I must say, he was voted in by the people because the group was moving on. Kane went back to the village. Felipe went to El Barrio to organize his people. He started an organization called the Young Lords. And I was literally left as the last poet. And Mr. Umar bin Hassan was there, and he had two poems, and he ain't gonna do neither one of the poems tonight. One was called The Nigger Town, another was called Motherfucker. And they loved his passion so much until they said, yeah, make him the last poet. But beyond that, this brother has become a
that was cold-blooded too, but that's how I did his poem, and everybody said, okay, yeah, make him the last poet. He's a little rough, he's a little cool, we can feel his passion, we can feel his dedication, make him the last poet, and don't you kill mom, you're gonna be the last poet, but you ain't never doing that motherfucking poem again.
But what he did do was he got his mind set right. And he went to that park, same park when we first got started. We had a rock there that we used to sit right on. It was like a special space. And I said, you've been in Harlem for about 3 weeks now. I said, what have you learned about niggas since you've been in Harlem? He said, I know niggas are scared of revolution. I said, write it down. I got errands to run. I will be back. I came back, he had written a masterpiece. The author of Niggas Are Scared of Revolution. This is madness, black eyes, just because, related to what? He's a bad brother. Umar, get us up. We've always had with us the original voice. That's the drum that you're hearing. In the beginning, it was a brother named Elijah. His priestly name was Obabi. He was a priest of Shango in the Yoruba religion. You gotta understand, you just can't get up here and beat on the drum. There's a language when you put your hands on this piece of skin. There's a language. You got to know what you're doing before you sit down and say you can play. Elijah knew. I'm gonna tell you how much he knew. He didn't know nothing about no metaphors and similes and alliterations and all that stuff. But if you came to the last words of a new poem, if you thought you had a dope poem you had to have into that group, I'm gonna tell you, if his drum stayed in a duffel bag and he didn't pull them drums out while you were doing that poem, your poem was going in the garbage. It wasn't happening. And I experienced that the hard way. The brother was great. He understood what we were doing, and he spoke to us. If you mentioned two little boys. If you listen to that on our first CD, he had conversation with me. It was fantastic. We now have a brother who is also a priest of Shango. He's a Yoruba priest. He's a master drummer, and he's our solid rock. Give Baba Tune.